Okay, I got you mounted on a tripod now, so it doesn't bounce all over the place and get you sick. But yeah, let me go over this real quick. All these attachments that I got for it. These are just plates here, and whenever you get a plate, you have to make sure that you get a feed dog to match it as well. These are the feed dogs. These go underneath the plate, and they lift up, pull the material back and forth. So they're called feed dogs. It just feeds the material, but they come through the plate like this. So you want to make sure that you got the right feed dog to fit through. Like this one is made for this one. This won't fit in this. See, the grooves are a little narrower and they're kind of offset a bit. So whenever you get one of these, you want to make sure that you get the feed dogs to match it as well. They're not expensive, like, I don't know, less than 10 bucks for another plate, but they come different. They have, some of them are indexed with different measurements, just so you can run a guide. You don't have to put a measurement on it. It'll say 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 inch, and so on. It goes from the needle, so 1/4 inch away from the needle, so that way you can go ahead and have a reference on it if you put a guide on it. So that's all these. That goes with that. These are just different feet, presser feet. This is a 2-piece. It's not spring loaded like the one that I have on here. The one that's on there right now. Let me lift it up. This is spring loaded. You can see how it comes back up. Doesn't really matter. I mean, these work fine too. They just lift up. You put the material on, go down, hold the material down. This one is actually made for this. This is a whole set. This is a fold or a binder, and this is the feed dog for it. I had to actually cut it to get it to fit because with the stitch length I have on this is kind of a little longer, so it's actually coming up further. And then I just ground this down a little bit to make it fit and just fit it in when I first got it. And so this fits right in here. This is the whole plate. All this is mounted to it. Goes on there. This fits on top. This is wider to hold the material down, and it's actually cut down to where the needle is right up close to the edge, rather than the other one. The needle kind of sits a little further back. This has to be cut away to clear this. It fits right in here. You can see where the hole is right there. That's where the needle will go. This will fit right there. So it's right up on it. And what this does is you buy this these little pieces. This is 1.5 inch. This is I don't know what they call it, probably webbing or something like that. But this is just a piece of material. I had an old, I don't know, I think a t-shirt or something, and I just cut it 1.5 inches to go ahead and get it to go. That's why you can see how it's rolling up on each other, or rolling down like this. It's kind of hard to run through, but it still works. I mean, it does fold it, so it'll fold anything on there. When you get it, it'll be in a spool. The spool will sit on the side, and it'll just keep feeding. What you do is you set this all up, and you put your material right on it, and you get this will kind of slide back and forth, so you can find out how far you want it away from the needle. Put it right up on there. You put your material right on there, and it'll sew it. It folds it 3 times. It actually takes the material, and here I'll do like a bigger view. If this was the material, it'll fold it once like this, and it'll fold the other side again like this. This is obviously a bigger scaled version. And then it'll fold it again on itself like this, and you have your other material in here, and it'll run a stitch right through here, so it'll put an edge on it. Here's a piece, a little piece that I had, and that's what it'll look like. It's good for like just on the edges, like if you have a tarp or something. It's really common for carpets. If you do a mat or something for your car and you get some carpet material, if you cut the edge, it'll just start fraying all over the place, and this is a nice clean edge to go ahead and do on it. And you can go ahead and get heavier materials in the carpet too, like some nylon or something like that. Keep it on there. But yeah, let's go ahead, and we got that. That's the binder, and I got these other 2 right here. This is a hammer. These are really cool. This is just, it's real simple. You just change you don't have to mess with the plate, needle, or anything like that. You just go ahead and change the presser foot. This replaces the presser foot. You slide your material right in, and it has a little spin thing here. Your material will just go right in there and fold onto itself. And the needle line's right up on it perfectly for you. So you have a perfect hem all the way through, and you don't have to go ahead and line anything up. It just does it automatically for you. It's so easy to do it. You can do it all day long. They come in different sizes. This is a 1/4 inch. It's the same thing, but it's an 1/8 inch. They have other ones like an inch. I saw one 1.5 inches, I think it was, but I mean really big. So depending on whatever size hem that you want, I think these you can get for, I mean, pretty cheap off eBay. I don't know, probably another like 10, 15 bucks or something. Really cheap. And let's go ahead and get this thing going. This is just the way how I had it set up before. Just a regular presser foot. There's no attachments or anything on it. Just going to do a simple stitch through some vinyl. This is some vinyl material that was left here. I think some lady was doing tarps or something for it. Tarps or like tonneau covers or boat covers or something. But yeah, so we'll just fold it up and probably just do it like that. We'll just do 2. We'll do it like this. How's that? We'll fold it over 4 pieces. Go ahead and lift it up. Put it right up under there. Turn the machine on. It's really loud on the video. It's not as loud as, I mean, when you're sitting here, but for some reason it sounds really loud on the video. But, and there's the motor running. Okay, we'll go ahead and just start doing some sewing. You have to pull the tails on these sewing machines, or else it'll get loose and it'll start binding. You could get a bird's nest under the bobbin, so it's always good to just hold it and then just sew. So it's really, really smooth. And this is a high-speed motor too, and it's just this sewing machine is so smooth. You can feather in the clutch really nice. And let me go ahead and show you how to get a stitch. See how it's real nice and even. It's on a long stitch right now. I'm not sure. Looks like it's about 1/4 inch, about 4 stitches per inch. So about 1/4 for each stitch. There's the front and back. 4 layers of vinyl. Shoot, how can we do this? Just fold it up like this. That'll be 8. We'll see if it'll do 8. Pulled it away from the presser foot. There we go. Hold the tail. Saw a guy go ahead and put a little clip on here, and then he had a rubber band that was across here, so he just puts that on and hold it. That was a pretty cool idea. I actually saw that on YouTube. Can't remember what his name was, but the guy was really good. So he was definitely a professional. So here we go. Let's go ahead and sew this. And there's through 8 layers. Just see how well it did. I don't know what it looks like in the back. There's the front. And then there's the back. So it actually came out pretty nice. Okay, so that's it for that. I'll toss that in the trash. I got another little piece here. We'll go ahead and practice on that. Let me go ahead and change turn it off so I don't end up stitching my hand, messing with this thing. But let's see. Let's try to do this. I got this kind of set up, and I got a little piece of material. And I'll show you how you set this up. This is the most complicated one. The other ones are real simple, but I don't want to stick my hand in there yet. I'll just hold the brake on. I'll do the presser foot. Just go ahead and take the plate off. Okay, with this you have to change everything. You change the plate, you change the presser foot, you change the feed dog, but it doesn't take too long. Pretty much change everything but the needle. There's my little, there. And this is really handy to have, little magnet thing. You can just pull it right up like that. the bobbin thread. Get rid of that. Yeah, let's get these all out of the way too. Use that. I'll use that still. We want to use the Henry's here. Yeah, we'll keep that there. Yeah, another thing too, when you set up the feed dogs on this, you don't want to tighten it up right away. You want to go ahead and put the plate down. Make sure that it doesn't bind on the plate. They fit pretty tightly on them, and they kind of wiggle a little bit from the screws. So you want to make sure that just kind of set it in there. I'll show you. Here's the feed dog I'm going to run on it. Get that bobbin thread and I screwed it down. Yeah, I got a special screwdriver that I made for this, but I'm sure not too many people have it, so we'll just go ahead and use this regular screwdriver here. It's small, but it's not really small. I made the small, tiny one that I can fit right underneath there with a little handle, but we'll just do it without it right now. Okay, so use 2 screws. Right there. And what I usually do is this. It's in there, wiggles around a bit, which is really good. And whatever plate we're going to use this, so set it up in there so you can wiggle this around a bit. Now we can drop this in. There we go. Then what you want to do is you want to tighten the plate down first. Two screws hold the plate down and make sure they're tight. There we go, that's tight. So that one's tight. Okay, now we'll just go ahead and we'll just run this through 1 revolution. So what I'm doing is I'm just going ahead and the motor's off. So I'm putting my foot on the pedal to release the brake. The motor has a brake on it, so it can't really turn. It's really tight. So I'll just take it off of that, and then I'm just turning it by the hand wheel. The same thing when I went ahead and pulled the bobbin thread up, hold on to the thread. And we're actually going to do the same thing anyway. We're going to pull the bobbin thread up. At the same time, kind of kind of messed up. I pulled the bobbin thread under the plate here. You can see it. So I got it pinched over there with the plate. Gotta loosen that up. Yeah, don't do that. You can just leave the bobbin thread hanging down. So do is, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so tighten it down. Got the binding thread through, but just make sure you can see the feed dog's lifting up a little, and you can see it moving back and forth. And make sure that it goes all the way through a full cycle, because it's moving back and forth as well. You want to make sure that it clears by just turning it by hand, so if it is binding, you don't damage anything. So just go ahead and there, see, so it's doing fine right now. That should be fine right there. Go ahead and trying to get some slack on this top thread. There we go. There's a lot of slack now. Okay, now that you know that it can cycle through, go ahead and tighten down your feed dog so you know that it'll clear through your plate. And then do it just one more time, just to make sure. The laterals, if it's off, I mean, it's just gonna bang the heck out of that plate. I mean, it's not gonna stop this sewing machine. The sewing machine will just keep going, and it'll bend the heck out of that plate. There we go. There. So we're all set up. All we need to do is put a presser foot, hold the material down. There we go. Lift it up, turn it. See, it's not too bad. It's a lot faster too if you don't get pinch that bobbin thread. Okay, let's go ahead and bind one of these edges, I guess. And there we go. Turn the machine on. I mean, it actually even feeds itself. I was just seeing how it would do. I'm just pulling it from the back. This is, I think, the third time I ever used this attachment. Kind of fun. Turn it off. Yeah, I could use a little bit more tension on the top thread, though. Yeah, you can see how it kind of bound up a little bit here. Could use a little bit more tension. We'll just turn that a little. And then there's the top there. Yeah, what happened was the top stitch is actually controlled by the bobbin, the tension on the bobbin. The bobbin's doing its job, but it's a little loose. The top stitch the top thread is a little bit loose, so it's kind of bundling in right over there. It's not pulling back tight enough. So I just turn this, tightens up the tension. It's really simple. Yep, so there's the edge though. Okay, let's go ahead and cut that off. Let's see, what else do we have? This hammer. Okay, we have this hammer here. Let's go ahead and I'll change that out. That's fast. All you do is just change this. We're going to have to change the plate and everything on this and get this binder out of here. Should be quicker though. Yeah, you don't want to see me do all this. I'll go ahead and just speed it up a bit so you don't have to watch me do all this. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Really helps too if you have small fingers. Or a small screwdriver. Just kind of, yeah, that other screwdriver is really nice to have. Ow, just poked my finger. Got it. Okay. Now it's back to the way it was. Really simple. Now when you want to change it from this to one of these, it's really quick. Not like changing the binder's a bit different. They have other binders too, that way you can have it hooked up over here to where you can just take it off and leave the plate, feed dog and stuff all in there. But the presser foot does have to be changed with those still. I mean, there's all kinds of different attachments they have. So best thing to do is just go ahead and Google it and find out what you want. It makes it fun playing with all the different toys for your toys. There we go, and that's it. You just go ahead and loosen up one screw, take that old presser foot off and put this one on, and now you're ready to hem. It's that quick. Find some material to hem. Let me find something around. Hold on a second.